Ang ato ang takna karon, it is now 10:34. Maayong bungkag sa kanatong tanan. Good morning! Welcome to Top of the Morning, broadcasting live from over 2,000 feet closer to heaven. Here at Tops, here in Busay, Cebu City, Philippines. Atong programa gitawag na to niyog Top of the Morning. I am your humble host. My name is Jiggy Juice, the radio personality formerly known as Jiggy Jr. Now, of course, I've grown up a little bit. Not in size though, but in age, I think. Now you can call me the Juice or Jiggy Juice. Right beside me, we have Cebu's, if not the Philippines' hottest new and young DJ, Raf Chavez!
What's up?
Maayong buntag ni mo diya, Raf!
Maing buntag ka ni mo, Jig.
How's it going, Raf? How's everything?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I am good. I'm just pretty excited following the NBA right now. In fact, ang score karon sa Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals of the NBA is the score no. Ara. Gilubong manig maayo ang kuan ng New York Knicks or niapas o gamay 89-97 in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Sa mga lubong naman kayo.
Dili pa na lubong ni apas na siya kay double digits to kaganina karon kay
Gaya na kay 20.
9 na lang.
Yeah.
Sakto ba ko 9? 9 sakto ba? Oh, di day 9, 8 day.
Right? Yeah, 8. Niapas day sila.
Niapas. So anyway, that's pretty exciting. How about you guys? How are you doing? Ang atong hisgutan karong adlaw is going to be very exciting. You know, there was a study that came out just fairly recently nga nag-ingon sila nga ang Cebuano kuno, actually ang Filipino kuno, majority nato over almost 100 million Filipinos use social media and a majority of it use Facebook, right? Unya murag kaning kahibulngan kay ba kay murag ang ubang lugar sa kalibutan murag naka-move on naman sa Facebook, kita murag we're still here in Facebook ba. So I'd like you guys to help me dissect this topic ba. Nganong Facebook man gyud? Yeah, why is it nga our usage rate of Facebook is pretty high. In fact, murag 8 to 9 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 Filipinos use Facebook as their social media of choice. So I'd like to know, ngano man nga mo man na ang ato ang preferred social media platform nga namin mga daghang kay mga bag-o, di ba? Na Instagram, na TikTok, na sa panadihan na pa mga bag-o diha nga o pa ko kasabot o pa ko nakadungog unsa pa may lawong social media diha.
X, Discord, unsa pa man. I mean, dagan pa man. Kanang threads na pod ang kaan.
Truth Social kang
Social,
Donald Trump kanang Blue Sky kanang
Blue Sky.
supposedly mga Democrats po na diha, di ba? Or whatnot, right? So daghan kayo mga nabutho diya nga mga social media platforms. Pero ang ato ang paborito gyud kaning Facebook, right? And I think more than anything else, I think ang ato agong usage gyud sa social media purtig yung kagrabiha gyud sa Pilipinas. I don't know if you heard about this story, Raf. But ang Pilipinas murag number 1 magita sa usage of social media in the world, right?
Yeah, I heard something like that.
And one of the things that was done was, I think we were used as a kind of social experiment nga mura og how to influence elections using social media. Unya kita mura gigamit nila as a kind of social experiment, and then eventually was used in another election, something to that effect. But I don't know if you've ever heard this story. Kato bitong Cambridge Analytica. Remember that story? Cambridge Analytica was this murag, I guess it was like a company. Cambridge probably gigamit nila ang pangan o sa eskwelahan siguro, I think, but not necessarily related to or connected with Cambridge.
Yeah.
Pero murag ilang gigamit ang ato ilang nahibaw-an nga how to manipulate people on social media. Ang gigamit nila ang Pilipinas kay grabe makayo nga to ang usage of social media. So I don't know, man. I'm really wondering also nganong grabe kayo ta ka addicted to social media as well. I mean, our numbers are nothing compared to our neighbors in the world, right? Or unsa may itsura sa uban nga mga lugar sa Asia.
Yeah, that's a good question, especially sa mga ASEAN nga countries, no? ASEAN countries use of internet. Or use of internet or use of social media?
Social media lang,
social media.
Social media.
So ASEAN countries are among the most active and engaged social media users globally. High mobile penetration and a young demographic drive this trend, with platforms functioning not just for communication but as primary hubs for news, entertainment, and e-commerce. So, Philippines and Indonesia consistently rank near the top globally for daily time spent on social media platforms. So, dili lang day Philippines, napaday ang Indonesia.
pero I'm looking at this right now ba ni paghuman kadaghanan silang mga gipanggamit kay mga lahi pud nga mga kuan sa mga social media platforms pananglitan ang China. Ang WeChat. They have 1.3 billion users, diba? Or Douyin or mga unsa pa nila.
Yeah, basically ang kuan man pud sa China kay naghimo sila ilang nga version gani sa kaning mga apps.
Correct, yeah.
So ang Douyin, it's like China's version sa Twitter.
TikTok.
No,
the Chinese counterpart to TikTok.
TikTok which one was WeChat was kuan?
Murag super
Facebook.
App. Murag
Messenger basically.
Murag Messenger.
Yeah. Douyin was TikTok day.
Oh, napay Red Note or Xiangshu.
Okay, I think Red Note was the kuan.
A blend of Instagram and Pinterest. Yeah, ang Japan lahi pa rin gamit kaning Line.
Line.
South Korea KakaoTalk.
Yeah.
India mura og Facebook po sila pero WhatsApp and Instagram kuno. Ang the rise of local creation, the massive youthful demographic has fueled a massive boom in independent digital content creators navigating both entertainment and rapid integration of AI-assisted media. Nakadungog sa kuan ba nga ang Pilipinas kuno mo'y pinakadaghan og social media influencers per capita. Meaning to say nga imuhang ikumparar ang population sa Pilipinas og number of influencers, mas daghan kuno ang Pilipinas sa I can imagine that to be true, right? Kay grabe man kay usage sa social media, especially sa Facebook. Siguro daghan sa kay influencers, di ba?
Probably, no. I never really thought about that, but let's check that out though.
Yeah. So, kamo diha atong mga kaigsuunan og mga tigpaminaw, all of our listeners and our viewers, can you let me know, help me understand, why do you think the Philippines loves Facebook so much that 9 out of 10 social media users use Facebook? Nganong Facebook man gyud? Ang ako ang first gyud ani nga sa tawag ni ani Ralph, ang ako ang instinct ni ani is bay.
Yeah, the Knicks managed to force overtime sa game.
Anyway,
so the Cavaliers blew a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Oh my God!
Crazy.
Grabiha.
Absolutely.
Ang ako yung unang instinct ani ba is Facebook man god is one of the first nga gigamit gid sa Pilipinas ba.
Yeah.
Katong uban nga atong gipanggamit katong Friendster, I don't know, nakaabot ba katong Friendster, katong
wala ko kaabot.
Katong sa pati uban nakalimot na ko. It's so dugay na. Napay Vine. Remember Vine?
Yeah, I remember Vine.
Was that considered a social media platform? Was it? Mura ginana?
Yeah, it was. Okay, we're the original TikTok, basically.
Nangawagtang to sila. Pagawagtang ni ato nila, ang Facebook dayon ang murag ni puli. Nya mo'y ni sikat og maayo. So I can imagine nga murag it's probably about kanang getting used to the platform ba, to the social media platform. So munang murag ang mga tao sa kadaghanan sa Cebu, sa Pilipinas, I should say, murag nahigam na sila ba? Murag they're so used to Facebook. That's why they're still using it, right? Until now.
I think that's probably the main reason.
Yeah. Pero in some parts of the world, murag ang Facebook is perceived to be like kanang murag
old school.
That's where your grandpa or grandma is and all of that stuff, right? But here in the Philippines, I can imagine mo mangyapon ni gipanggamit sa mga politician pud nakabantay ko og sa mga negosyo pud nga mostly they really promote their stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, dagan gyapon. And I think most of our media companies pud still primarily use Facebook. I see a lot of posts from GMA, ABS-CBN. Ang atong mga local nga media outlets pud, CDN has a very huge presence there sa Facebook. Sunstar also very huge presence sa Facebook. And when i-compare nimo sa mga laing social media accounts nila, mas dagan jud ang engagement sa Facebook.
Yeah. I guess also kung newspaper ka ba niya, naka sa TikTok, naka sa Instagram, dili man tanan ako dili bagay, di ba? Mura ba dili bitaw siya ang laip ang 'di ba ang vibes sa Instagram before was like always like nice pictures man to 'di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
All murag very positive, right? Murag dili kayo news ba 'di ba? Sakto ba ko?
Na naman na may
Pero in
kon.
the beginning ba,
Yeah, very
nakabantay
in
ka,
the beginning.
murag
Yeah, for sure.
social, di ba? Murag
One
inana,
man
di
jud
ba?
siya like for aesthetic lagi nga photos mo
Oo,
jud that was so good.
kanang mga
Oh.
nindot kay pagka-take na
Aesthetic.
photo,
Aesthetic.
aesthetic. Oo, actually kanang nga word daw, murag kaning kon kanang word kaning weird kana para nako ang word aesthetic. The way we use aesthetic ba now ba as to
yeah.
the way the original meaning of the word is. So anyway, ang ako ang nabantayan is kung mag-Instagram ka og Sunstar or Freeman o naisunog murag dili kaayo siya bagay ba, mas bagay gyud siya sa Facebook kay murag mo na naanda na to ba, di ba?
In a way, yeah. Pero I think like with how media landscape has changed pud over time, I think people have gotten used na pud to seeing news sa Instagram. Pero kasagaray man jud sa mga Instagram endurers that I know of right now kay ang ilang kalingawan jud kay ang Reels
Mo lagi
Instagram Reels o kana.
Lisod man kay nang mag-reels ka kung ang balita panalitan kaning serious murag lisod pa kayo ba murag ang naandan magud sa mga journalists is magsuwat, di ba? Magsuwat. So maghimo pa kag masayo-sayo pa ka, maghimo pa kag video murag mas lisod ba, so mas murag mas easy siguro ang transition, right? From writing an article, writing a news item to Facebook kay kumpara sa TikTok. Kay kanang TikTok ako sang perception na murag sayo-sayo man po na, di ba? Sayo-sayo ba, di ba?
It's not that's like probably what it's most popularly known for,
Yeah.
pero dili raman kan sayo-sayo ang dira. Naman pod mga educational nga videos, mga guides and all that. So there's a TikTok has become such a huge platform na imagine nga it's YouTube pero most of the videos are 3 minutes long or shorter.
Pero dili gyud na mahimo ba isa nga ang imuhang kompanya, let's just say your newspaper, ang imuhang plan for social media is one size fits all, right? Dili na mahimo nga maghimo ka content, ibutang nimo sa Facebook, pariharag ibutang nimo sa Instagram, sa TikTok, dili gyud na mahimo inana, di ba? Murag maglain-lain gyud ang style nimo, di ba?
In a way, yeah.
Murag
You need to change it up dude, for each
ibagay
nga
nimo.
platform.
Bagay nimo sa. Pero ang usa sa mga pinakadakong advantage sa Facebook ba is kaning mga Facebook ko na ay mga cheap mobile data, murag part of their promo ba nga free Facebook. Nakakuha ka na,
basically.
Subscribe ka niya na.
Dili siya subscription needed. It's like basically kung kanang free data gani.
Yeah.
That one, you don't need a subscription for that. It's just like if nahuta na kag data, you can switch to free data mode and you can continue basically having conversations with your friends sa Facebook, pero you can't view photos and videos. Kana.
So usa na sa mga probably one of the more og ilahang gina promote ba nga so that people will still continue to use Facebook, right?
Even if wala internet or wala
free
data.
Filipinos are also highly social and community oriented. Facebook fits the culture. Family ties, group chats, reunions, gossip, humor, and constant interaction. So usa sa kuno na sa mga key reasons why nga Facebook ang preferred social media choice sa mga Filipino. Overseas Filipino workers rely on it to stay emotionally connected with families abroad through messenger, photos, and video calls.
Yeah.
Traditional media weaknesses also played a role. Many Filipinos get news directly from Facebook instead of newspapers or official websites. You know, I was just talking to a good friend of mine who is opening a website for news. Ingon siya nga, dugay na kuno kay siya nag-study ni ani ba. He's been studying it for years kuno. Unya, nakabantay gud siya nga lisod kaayo pagamiton og website ang mga Filipino. Ang pasabot niya is maghimo na lang ka og social media account kay kung maghimo kag website, dili murag lisod kay paatuon og website ko, mas malingaw kuno gyud ang Filipino gud mo stay lang sa Facebook ba or sa social media. Ngano man abay? Why is that nga Filipinos murag find it murag hard to have to visit a website? Nganong why do they expect everything to be in Facebook?
Well, I guess na namjud ang murag ang perception nga makita na nimo tanan sa Facebook. So there's that na ay perception nga all you need na tanan sa Facebook. Kana that's first and foremost. And medyo na ana na pud sila nga inana Another reason is probably tungod sa variety gani of content kay mo makita sa Facebook. Naanad sila nga okay, news, and then by the time I scroll na pod makakita ko updates sa akong friend or makakita ko gaan funny nga post or something along the lines of that, something entertaining. So it's like if mo ata ka sa website, there's really only one type of content na imo makita, which let's say this is a news website, right? Ang imo jud makita, it's
Ang news,
purely
again.
news. And tungod kay anad ka nga daghan kay kag variety, you're going to end up looking for that variety. So that's probably the main reason why people prefer to stay on Facebook. Kay naman sila nga kuan, I have a plethora of content to view here on Facebook. I might as well just stay here on Facebook compared to going to websites which are specifically catered na jud to a certain type of content.
So murag dili na sila ganahan mo adto og usa pa ka lugar nga mura og mura sila kay mahitabo na ang manggod is mura sila i-grab sila from this page to another page, di ba?
Yeah.
Mo na ang kaning web page.
Yeah.
Pero daghan man kayo advantages, di ba, ang kung web page because you're not bound by the rules of Facebook. Kung na kay imong kaugalingon nga web page, di ba? Mo na ang ganahan sa mga tao nga nung mahimo-himo sila ilang kaugalingon nga website. Among
True.
other advantages, right? So
Correct.
mo na ang advantage sa website mismo kay ang imuhang mga rules, ang imuhang mga kaning imuhang mga balaod og imuhang sa tawag ni ani ang imuhang website dili siya bound sa unsay gihatag sa Facebook niya kanang kung Facebook usahay or any social media platform for that matter. Sometimes their rules are very dynamic ba. Nga sige lagi usab-usab, di ba? Kung dili ka magbantay, dili ka makibaw kanang pag-usab ba sa mga balaod sa Facebook ba rules of engagement or whatnot ba. Is it always being announced or sometimes they make the changes without any announcements?
Well, I think for the most part kay naaman jud sila yung mga updates bahin ana. The thing is there's been so many updates over the years. I don't know if everybody has every single content creator has had the time to go over them gani. Tungod sa sheer number of changes over time and sa kanang gitawag nga what do you call this? There's this thing I don't know if it's true sa Facebook. Pero patch notes basically. So this is true for video games. I don't know if it's true for social media.
What's a patch note?
So basically, every time they change something.
By the way, good morning to Junior Rubio, Julos Savila or Savila, Arfiel Ray Manigbas, di ay. Maayong buntag sa kaninyong tanan. Good morning, you guys. Please, if you want, join our conversation. Sorry, I was interrupting you. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So basically, it's basically a compilation of all the changes into a digestible nga reading format. I don't know if social media sites do that, and actually, I think they don't do that. And
so they will change the algorithm. They will change the rules without informing the audience, the users.
I think.
Unless largely, right?
Unless major nga changes, then mag-make sila mga announcements sa ilang mga social nga pages.
But usually ang ilahang mga changes also are very more og back end bitaw, more bitaw panilitan usbo nila ang ginatawag na tog algorithm, di ba? Do they need to inform people if they're going to change the back end kay ang panalitan ang ilang mahog og front end siguro kaning pananglitan na sila bagong nga button, di ba? Pananglitan na sila bagong button nga okay. Ana pananglitan, di ba? Maybe they can announce that because that's like facing audience facing. Pero kung if it's a back end thing ba nga kaning ang algorithm na mo dili na mo sugot og naay puwa or kaning kung naay dugo pananglitan niya. They don't need to do they need to announce that?
I don't know if naay necessity to announce it. But I think
ikaw ba as a user ba do you feel nga you need to know these things?
I would like to be informed of these things.
Mm.
Okay, this is a social media site I use regularly.
Okay,
I
okay.
would like to know what are the changes that happen every now and then,
Mm.
which is why I bring up the patch notes thing, because
Mm.
this is a very this is common practice na jud for video games nga. Every time they make changes, kay magpahibaw jud sila unsa ang mga changes.
Mm.
And that's because they expect their users, especially sa kaning mga online video games, they expect their users to be long time users nga kanang they want to keep them informed ba, because you can't just make changes and then blindside people. Makaibong na lang sila in the middle of playing a video game nga that let's say they changed an ability in the game, like makaibong na lang sila, the ability does something different. It's like, wait, I wasn't informed of this. Ano, wala mo nagpahibaw. And it's gonna be the exact same thing in social medias. Let's say ang structure sa imong social media page kay na otro, diba? Every now and then kay Facebook will change like ang overall design nila sa ilang social media nga app, and it can be kind of jarring sometimes to try to find the features that you're so used to. Okay, ang kaning like button kana siya dire, and then all of a sudden now it's on the other side. I think that was like one of the changes, and I was like, where's the like button? The what lagi siya, and then it's over here man day on the other end. And
so unsa man day imuhang tan-aw diay bay, unsa may tan-aw nimo sa relationship nimo or nato nga mga users sa Facebook? Are they unsa man ni, are they our boss? Are they is Facebook our mura og client? Unsa man nganong kinang unsa may responsibility day sa Facebook nimo diay, nganong paybawon man kinanglan man kapaybawon kung naay mga changes? I know you're a user, right? But murag is you're not paying me anything to use my Facebook, so why do I need to inform you of these particular changes?
Because we're the reason why you make money off of your social media site in the first place. You advertise, you get money from advertisers who are under the impression nga there are people who are using your social media app.
Mayngon sa rin si Mark Zuckerberg nga makakwarta man sa ka sa Facebook na unsa. You're the reason why you're making money too. We're the reason why. So
that's true.
It's like a kuno murag symbiotic thing ba?
Yeah, all the more reason to inform us of any changes. Because what if you need to remember pod nga dili lang Facebook ang social media nga app nga naa where people can make money.
Yeah.
And if you want these content creators to still be on Facebook,
correct, yeah,
you need to make it so that you have a symbiotic relationship, and
correct.
one that's you're basically taking advantage of the other, ideally. Because if you push away content creators, everybody's going to go to your competitors. They're going to go to YouTube. They're going to go to
ang ilang buhaton ba usually is
TikTok.
Ilahang, di ba nakabantay ko nga the way to attract more users for your site is to give more incentives, di ba? And incentives being monetization, di ba?
That's one.
Yeah, nakabantay ko nga usahay mura bag nakay madunggan ba nga mga influencers pa nga ato mga amigo nga mga amiga nga moingon sila nga ay lisod na kayo ng TikTok karon ba kay blah 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 blah, right? Mura bag kaning magpuli-puli lang sila og kung produkto pa na magpromo sila ba nga mura og masayon ka makakwarta nga ni nga social media platform, sumubalhin ang mga tao diha po, di ba?
Yeah.
Murag competition man sa ni sa ambong social media sites, right? Nga murag magpa daghanay og engagement ba, because that's really their business, right? We're in the business of attention, right?
Yes, exactly. The attention economy.
Yeah.
Ang ilang kaan. And yeah, it's not just directly ang monetization the offer of monetization, because I think almost every single social media app offers monetization now. One of the things that content creators look for right now is like ang pag-split ganit sa revenue, because let's say for example Twitch has a 70-30 split with its content creators when it comes to sa donations, not monetization, donations. Let's say you have a content creator that you want to support, so pwede ka mo donate sa ila, same thing sa Facebook na sila stars, sa TikTok na sila gifts, and and I think in Twitch they just call it subs. Basically, they're basically monetary donations. Jud.
So nag-share ang social media platform, ana?
Yeah, 70-30 ang split. So 70% of what you give goes to the content creator, 30% goes to the website. Twitch wanted to change that to a 50-50 split sometime mga 2019 siguro to, 2019-2020.
Kaning Twitch ba? Unsa mo po ning Twitch? Social media, kuan po na siya?
Yes, social media nga ang main niya is like live streams. So mga live streams ang main nga content nila dito. Anyway, they wanted to do a 50-50 split. And because they wanted to change that to 50-50 split, a lot of their content creators were immediately talking about moving to another platform. And there was another platform that was rising at the time. It was called Kick TV.
Kick?
Yeah, and they were offering still a 70-30 split. So everybody
in favor of the user?
Of the content creator.
So mas daghan ang share, mas dako ang share ang
yes,
content
mas dako
creator,
ang
70%. Oh, wow.
70-30.
Okay.
Which was the standard at the time
Oh,
for
really?
Twitch,
Oh, okay.
where they wanted to change it to 50-50. And because they saw that so many people started moving to the other platform, they immediately pulled back on that idea. So they kept the 70-30 split, which is why I say again, when you make changes, you need to inform everybody, Jude, all the users and all the people who make content on your platform. Because if you're going to change the rules, and then somebody who's used to doing certain things a certain way on your website, you suddenly make that illegal to do on your website, or you ban that type of behavior, and then you end up banning that content creator. It's like it's not my fault. I wasn't informed that this change was made.
And see, the thing is, when we talk about changes ba, usually changes are not even like mura og oops. Dili na siya mura og number one, of course it's not physical, it's digital, right? But number two, dili siya kaning ang ilang usbon usually, because this is social media, ang algorithm ra usbon nila. So dili ang mag-enforce niya dili pagid tao, di ba? Dili pagid ka makaingon, kubawa na da. You cannot immediately saying I want the color red in my post, right? So why do you dili ka makalalis ba, di ba? So once usbon nilang algorithm, all you can do is protest, right? But the algorithm will function as it is, nga ilang mga changes gi-implement, and unless there's like a wave of protest, kana siya nga particular change, dili gyud na siya mausab unless maka-feel ang Facebook or whatever social media platform nga murag nagprotesta na ang mga tao, di ba?
Yeah, ang kuan man jud, the way they've been looking at it jud is like primary jud nga mo flag una kay ang ilang algorithm jud mismo, ang AI system nila in place to detect any type of posts or messages or anything like that goes against the platform's policies. Mo jud ang first nga line of defense nila tahay for their rules and regulations. And then of course there's human review afterwards, which typically happens especially for mga gitawag nila nga what do you call this? False alarm ba? Types of gani nga pag-take down og mga posts. But naman gyapon yung human review pod nga murag sila ang primary nga
Naagyapon. So silang main office.
Nagyapon na sila, pero I think limited man jud sila. Like I mean, how many employees do they have working on combing through social media compared to social media users? There's too many people on social media for it to just be
dili gud nila maato. They really can't monitor everything, right?
Yeah, that's why
so naagay makalusot, di ba? Kung naa kay ganahan nga i-post unya pag tan-aw nimo nga mura og controversial and whatnot, naipuruhan nga makalusot na siya, di ba? If masakpan man kali, na too late na, di ba? Kaning mura og manapictura na screenshota na, and then you know what they say, the internet is forever, di ba?
Lagi.
Di ba? So naa kay post diha pag human kaning controversial kayo tanan, incriminating bahinuon siguro ni pag human imong i-take down ni pag human wala nananay naka-screenshot niya ato, right? Especially if you're you have a standing in society ba, di ba? Nga murag dili na yun na may tabo kay I don't know, habit ba na nimo ba ikaw kung makakita kag something controversial by you automatically screenshot it, no? Ikaw, I've never screenshot anything
Not really. No, I don't screenshot.
But
Let's say like it's a post
Oh.
nga, it's probably going to be taken down
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
I just look at the post and
It-
then I'm like, oh,
So-
this should be banned.
So your
And then I
but
scroll away.
your automatic impulse is not to
To
screenshot it, right?
No, no,
Dili
no,
sa?
no.
But,
Wala ko yung impulse ngayon.
I wonder who these people are who do take screenshots, right?
I guess
Kani siguro
people who live for the drama.
or maybe
Inana.
maybe that's their job, right?
Maybe.
Like bantayan ni si Ralph ato ning mudagan naman ning presidente pag human kani si Ralph pangitaay nig sayop naagay usa ka sayop nga post ano niya
Lagi.
screenshot na yun, di ba?
Oh,
Could be that, right?
It could be that, or it could be ang kanang ginatawag nato nga hate watchers.
Hate watchers.
Nga people who are literally just there to wait for you to make a mistake.
Exactly, right?
Wait for you to make a mistake.
Mga haters nimo.
Yeah, mga haters nimo basically. Manang ginatawag nga mga hate watchers.
Ang uban sad gali ba like just to be controversial, they actually use the virality, the power of social media ba to their advantage. Pananglitan, they wanna kaning announce something, let's just say controversial, right? Ilang buhaton usahay, ilang gamiton ang instruments, levers if you will of social media para ma-controversial kana lang mag-post o niya i-take down. Usay gigamit man na sa ubang nga mga celebrities or people in position of power ba or kaning famous people bitaw ilang buhaton mag-post sila pag mo nilang i-take down para morabag ma-controversial ba morabag some people are actually using the things that make something controversial sometimes to their advantage.
In a way,
Yeah.
yes. Pero the thing about that is ang kanang requesting takedowns on post is that it's been a commonly abused nga mechanic diri sa social media nga or function rather here on social media, because a lot of content creators who aren't necessarily famous, it's not just always famous people who do it. Even small time content creators also like to do this. Oh, not really small time, pero like comparatively small ba. Let's say like millions of mga less than 10 million subscribers. Basically, a lot of them also like to do this. If they see somebody they don't like using their content to criticize them or something like that, send in sila takedown request. And a lot of the times, this is going to end up in like cutting monetization, especially for smaller channels. And a lot of people on social media are actually very vigilant about that. Now they like to look out for potential misuses of this, because commentary content has become very common naman jud on social media.
What's commentary content?
So
what does that mean?
Basically, like you look at somebody else's content and then you give your comments about it. You give your 2 cents about it.
Murag mo criticize ka or mo praise ka sa usa ka kuan.
Criticize, praise, or nakaidungag na point, something like that. That's become very common on social media.
So allowed na siya ba? I mean,
Yeah,
like
it is.
you don't have to ask permission to me if you want to make a commentary about what I just said now.
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly,
There's this thing called transformative. As long as your content is transformative, meaning you changed it up enough,
Make it your own, right?
to
Somehow.
make it your own. Yeah, basically. But there is of course people on the commentary side who are a bit lazy when it comes to transforming the content that they're supposed to be providing commentary on, that they barely add any commentary, and literally their only commentary is like their
Or it could
reaction,
or it could also be
laughing.
ang transformative can be an algorithm ba nga pwede siguro nga grabe kay ka transformative ang imong comments sa usa ka butang, pero ang video basig gamay ra kayo nga portion sa video nga imong giusab, maybe when the algorithm looks at it, maybe this is like somebody else's content, you know what I mean? Like maybe transformative could also be very superficial bitaw, in the sense nga maybe it's just the way you transform the image on the screen siguro, could be or it could be the actual audio, because kaning algorithm, can you explain to me by maybe and to our listeners to what you know about when you say algorithm ba? An algorithm of course is like kind of a program, right? That
AI,
behaves a certain way, sort of filters or allows and bans or screens something that the social media platform does not want. So
Yeah.
kaning algorithm, it works both the video and the audio, right? Meaning to say nga ang ilang i-filter not just what they see but also what they hear. What
and
it hears, di ba?
yeah, and what is typed sa kanang captions.
Also
and
the words that's being used
yeah.
in the caption. So kung pananglitan ang algorithm mo fit na sa usa ka butang nga ilang ipa-take down or ibaban or i-warning, then it automatically gets warned, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right? But like you said, naagyapoy tao nga mo filter gihapon sa mga posts, right? In spite of the fact that they already have a mechanism that filters posts based on what the rules are of the social media platform, in spite of that, they still need people, right? Right?
Yeah.
Sakto ba ko, Ralph?
To a certain extent, yes. Really, the people are there to either update the algorithm or to double check on what the algorithm is doing. I remember na to yung mga tao nga naghisgot online nga na ay, what do you call this? There's like an expected margin of error when it comes to the algorithm, not when it's checking people's content. And I forgot what the margin of error was exactly. Pero there's a certain level of margin of error that's deemed acceptable and deemed unacceptable. So let's say ang kanang gihatag nila karon nga acceptable margin of error is 10% inaccurate. And nilapas ang ilang i-update ang algorithm and nilapas na siya 10%. So they will have to try to find a way. People, of course, will have to try to update the algorithm again to get it back to the acceptable rate.
Kaning mga panganaw, these are some of the celebrities ko do, people on social media nga daghan kay mga followers. Kadaghanan nila mga artista man silang Ann Cortez, Catherine Bernardo, Liza Soberano, si Heart Evangelista, kani si Niana Guerrero, wako kaila niya?
Nope.
Andrea Brillantes, kani si Ivana Alawi, and so on and so forth. So kadaghanan ni ani nila mga artista gyud ni sila, di ba? Kung dili mangali kanang mga kani si Ivana Alawi, mura man siya kaning sexy star, di ba? Unsa man siya?
Actress man siya.
Artista rin na siya.
Yeah, artista na siya. And she really became famous on social media. And basically her fame in social media also translated into more acting roles for her.
Pero kanang atong mga kaila nga Facebook or social media influencers ba dili man ni mga artista, di ba? Kanang mga sila ni Kalami Cebu, si Carlo Olano, kana sila ni kinsa pa uban diha, kinsa na siya ba si Jid Durano, kana si basta daghang kayo mga social media influencers nga maabot ng milyon ilang mga follows, right? Pero dili sa artista, di ba?
Yeah, nagya pa na.
Nasa na silang inana, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the people who probably were content creators for a while nga ni sikat jud og maayo. And na po yung mga uban nga mga rising nga stars. Dili kay ko sure sa local nga scene to, pero probably the biggest nga example nga kanang global nga star who became famous because of the internet kay si Speed. That guy, naka-collab good siya with Kevin Durant, with mga lain nga mga celebrities because of his fame on social media.
Social media. Napay Kim Chiu kunog si Kay Abad Castillo. Kani si Kay Abad mo ni ang asawa ni Paul J. Castillo kanang sa API bitaw katong Pinoy Big Brother. Kani si Kim Chiu, artista po ni siya. So kadaghanan gyud sa mga sikat gyud nga social media gyud. Kani gyud mga artista. Right?
Dagan na kay mga followers.
Pero napoy mga uban diri nga dili kayo artista. Kani si Chito Samuntina, kinsa man siya, renowned as one of the definitive pioneers of Bisaya online comedy. His skits, relatable commentary, and collaborations frequently top engagement charts across the Visayas and Mindanao. Kani si Nana Silario, kinsa man ni Silairo, hailing from Iloilo. So naapoy mga social media micro-influencers, sama ni gihisgot yun nila, si Carlo Olano sa Kalami, Cebu, sugbo.ph.
Yeah.
Kana siya, di ba? Uban pa, kaning si Dr. Dukay, Sydney Pipito, and so on and so forth. So naay mga different levels of influencers po ba? Nga naay, gitawag nila, sana, micro-influencers. Naay mga, sa panang uban diha, different categories, nano-influencers, o mga mega-influencers, right?
So yeah, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Basically, even pag abot sa social media kay nanay mga categories na pod for social media
Mm.
influencers based sa ilang sa ilang reach guro
Mm.
and
Ah,
the type of content that they do.
ikaw ba, are you still, would you consider yourself a Facebook user gihapon, or you've already kaning migrated into another social media platform?
No, I'm still primarily a Facebook user.
What?
Kay convenient man jud siya for me.
Why is that?
Really, it's my main way of contacting my family pod. Kana
Because
Messenger.
most of your family members are
Are
on
on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. Also, my mom is also always on Facebook, so that's
Mhm.
also one of the reasons why I never get out of Facebook.
Yeah, it's
because
easy to contact
she
her.
gets updates also about me on Facebook, and also chat with me on Messenger, right?
Yes, of course.
So murag di ka
Mhm.
ganahan nga mo mura kag mo biya kay naman imong family diha, di ba?
Lagi. Dili lang jud ang ang
It's
immediate family
wow,
no,
I
napod ang
never-
extended family.
I never thought of that, man.
Mm.
Because sometimes magud kaning social media usahay murag it's a cool thing ba? There's a
Mhm.
cool factor, right?
Yeah.
So kung ang usa ka butang ang imuhang mama og papa gigamit na, I don't want to use that anymore. Like for some people ba, right?
Yeah,
For some
true,
kids, and
true.
is that true for the younger ones? Is that the reason why nga namalhin sila sa Instagram, sa TikTok, because they don't want their mom and their dad or anybody, their loved ones nga medyo ilang mga tito ug mga tita nga mo
Aha.
makakita nila.
Dili lang sa ingon nga dili sila ganahan nga makitaan sila sa ilang mga family members. Excuse me.
Mm.
Another thing nga complaint rather nga ako madunggan from the Gen Z, Gen Alpha nga generation is di sila ganahan mo interact with mga older people sa social media, not necessarily family members but even kanang let's say friends of friends gani kay sometimes I think ang default sa imong mga posts kay share public and then anybody can see it.
Mm.
And if anybody can see it, you might end up interacting with somebody you've never met before.
Mm.
And typically, ang interaction daw nila with older people who they've never really met before, or who maybe they know sa basin silingan nila or something like that, pero di sila close,
Mm.
kay toxic daw kayo mga interactions.
Mm.
They can get very basta insults start getting thrown, na ay mga assumptions of character and all that. So, di sila ganahan ba nga sa toxicity gani? And ang ilang perception is most of the toxicity is coming from older people on Facebook. So that's
Most of the toxicity come from older people. Why is that?
I don't know, pero mo nang perception sa Gen Z
Aren't
Gen A.
older people more conservative, more I would say religious, and so on and so forth? So why would they be considered toxic? Maybe because siguro they're looking at the younger ones from those lenses, from conservatism and from the religiosity, di ba? So murag
Probably
i-criticize
That-
sila, di ba?
that's probably one of the things as well. The boomers and millennials can be very I don't know about millennials, pero a lot of boomers are on Facebook, and a lot of them can be very conservative, can be very can view everything through the lens of religion, and for a lot of Gen Alpha and Gen Z kids, and I think even for a certain group of millennials as well, certain batch of the millennials, ang younger nga, later years of the millennials, kaya they hate listening to that. Kanang the preachy type of person, gani?
Yeah.
Who will try to force their beliefs onto you.
Yeah.
It can be very annoying.
Yeah.
And sometimes those people can it's not even just the religious types. There are just people who are just rude.
Yeah.
Just plain rude.
Yeah.
And
Pero
a lot of older people just don't care about your feelings, unfortunately.
kaning Facebook ba?
Mm.
Is it as toxic as the other media platforms? Because nakinumdum ko nga daghan sa kayo naging toxic itong Twitter,
Yeah.
toxic itong YouTube. Before you answer that question, can you send us
YouTube, really?
can you send me a Zoom link because daghan kayong ganahan mo join nato. Daghan kayo mo join nato.
Okay.
So si John Mark Peñalosa sa magstorya.
Ay,
Ganahan siya mo apil nato
okay.
ato nung paminaon.
Okay,
Si
sige,
Chini
sige.
sad ganahan siya mo apil pod. So ato ning papilon sila kung ganahan sila mo salmot sa atong programa karong buntaga kamo diya. Kung naamoy ganahan nga ipaabot namo, just let us know so we can have this conversation. Atong gisgutan karong buntaga is ngano man nga ang Facebook man ang number one choice of social media platform sa Pinas. 9 out of 10 o people who are on social media use Facebook. Ngano nga wa man ta ni migrate or ni move on sa uban nga social media platforms? Why Facebook? I'd like you guys to join our conversation, please. If you have any inputs, any suggestions, and maski unsa pa na diha yung mga panghuna-una diha, i-share lang namo sa among YouTube, Tops Media Center, sa among Facebook, Tops or TMC 105.1. Also on are we on TikTok and all on our website topsmediacenter.com. Ang atong gisgutan karong buntaga is Facebook. Mayong adlaw nimo diha, Chini. Daghang salamat sa imong pagtan-aw sa ato ang programa. You can watch, you can view, and you can listen to us on the social media platforms that I mentioned earlier. Kani si John Mark, mo ni siyang naani siya part ni sa mga social media world unya paghuman murag influencer po ni siya. Ang influencer culture diri sa Pilipinas pa grabe sa kay by according to this survey, 44.9% of Filipino internet users actively follow influencers. 44.9, the highest percentage recorded globally. The digital ecosystem incentivizes thousands of individuals to pursue content creation as a full-time commercial profession. Grabe ba isa? So, kita day pinakadaghanan nga mga mo follow og influencer. Almost half or 44.9% of Filipino internet users. Ang akong pangutana ni Anis, kinsa kani ilang gipang follow pud, di ba? Are they following are they following local? Are they following international kaning social media influencers? Right, kay importante man siguro na sad nga information sa kay
I think it is. Yeah. Just ideal to see pud ba on what type of content ang typically nga gina-consume sa atong mga netizens dire sa Pilipinas. I think that's a very interesting thing to see pod.
Ang ako sang nadunggan before ba is this nga ang Pilipinas kuno di ba mura man ang bayro nun ba ang cost of social media bita depends kuno you have to correct me if I'm wrong but I just read this somewhere. And depending kuno on the distance of where they get their content. So pananglitan ang Pilipinas kuno ang ato ako dong surfing behavior kuno ang atong social media behavior kuno foreign gyud atong i-search or atong tanawon or i-consume usually from the United States. So mas mo kuno nang mas mahal ang atong social media, ang atong internet because ang ato ang access or ang ato ang paborito nga mga content layo jutay dili lang from within bitaw from within the Philippines. I don't have the exact figures of that sa
presyo.
Sa cost ba kung
really?
Ang gilayon sa gipang surf bitaw.
Really? Modungag din sa presyo?
I have no idea if that's true, man.
I don't think so. Yeah. I generally don't know if that's true or not. I know nga kon sa mga old time nga how you connect phones sa una, mga landline sa una.
Long distance, diba?
Long distance nga calls. I remember those used to be something they charge you more for, pero they don't do that anymore with your regular nga phone calls. So I don't think that's gonna be the case for the internet side. I don't think so. Dili man siguro. Wala ko nadunggan bahin na.
Di ba, nagingon mag-isa lang the world is flat, di ba? Nga mo nang one of the biggest reasons why there's a huge BPO industry here in the Philippines is because of that ability to communicate cheaply from overseas, di ba? Nga pwede na ka makatawag all over the world, right? At a very minimal cost, very cheap cost compared to before. So pwede na ka maghimo og opisina diri sa Pilipinas, sulduan nimo ang mga tao og mas barato sa imuhang nasod niya paghuman, ana kay call center, di ba? Or nana kay mga mura og sa tawag niya na mga sa tawag na ba kanang what do you call that department gali of a company that answers questions and all of that stuff. Kind of customer service. Sa Dubai nakakita sa word. Customer service. So customer service. Si John Marco. Wow, ang gwapuhang John Marco. Customer service department. Pwede na nga lahi na nga nasod kay ang cost to communicate has flattened, right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons why there's a BPO industry because of the cost of communication. Sakto ba ko, Ralph? That's the biggest reason nga nga na ay mga call centers sa India, sa Pilipinas, kay mas barato man nga mag-hire kag tao sa foreign country rather than paying the salary of let's just say an American compared to paying a Filipino working in the Philippines
Mhm.
and still able to communicate all over the world through the internet, right? Mas barato naman ang murabag ang cost ba? Mas barato ra kung mag long distance ka even if your customer is in the United States mismo, mas barato paghihapon, it still works out because of probably the salary gap siguro sa ang mga rules ba sa usa ka nasod ba nga ang basic income sana ang minimum sana tawag naman minimum salary of a person in a country is different man per country, di ba? Lain-lain mo gitag mga rules, 'di ba? So mas mahal man gyud ang sa Amerika or sa West kumpara sa Pilipinas, and that's why it's easier to open a business. It's more cost effective rather
Mhm.
to open a call center here overseas.
Yeah.
Kay ang cost to communicate is actually very affordable now. So
Mhm.
what did you find out about the
Well,
cost of
your cost for internet does not change does not change based on the physical location of the websites you visit. So that's not
that's
that's
true.
not an issue.
That's not an issue.
That's not
Dire.
an issue. Yeah.
So flat gyud na ang murag ang rate sa internet. That's the reason why
Yeah.
again nibuto ning mga call centers. Right now, let's I think it's important that we talk outside of our bubble.
Mhm.
There is
Lagi.
Raf kay murag
Lagi.
atong mga pangunahon na diri murag ga tuyok-tuyok lang ni ato pong paminaw ng atong amigo nga mura po ni siya mahog ni siya social media influencer. He's running one of the most popular social media sites.
Mhm.
JM Peñalosa, maing buntag ni dia
You might
JM.
want to pause the background music.
John Mark,
Mayang buntag, sir.
maing
Mayang
maing
buntag.
buntag dia. You're
Rap.
live on 105.1 TMC.
Mhm.
Sos, grabe kay ni
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
grabe kay ni ka jet setter si John Mark. Sige lang ni larga-larga. Ha? Dili man ka na AI John Mark. Ha? Narabi uban
Dili, ako ni.
narabi na yung uban diya usahay nga murag nagpretend sila nga nadto sila sa demilitarized zone kuno sa Korea pag human AI dito diya or something like that ba. Anyway, John Mark, among giskutan karong buntaga is ngano man nga in a recent survey nga 9 out of 10 Filipinos who use social media or online use Facebook. Nganong tan-aw nimo John Mark nga wa man kita ni win out sa Facebook, nganong Facebook manggihapon ta? Nganong wa man ta ni balhin sa TikTok o Instagram ang kinabag-an sa mga Pilipino na manggihapon sa Facebook? Unsa imong analysis ani John Mark? Go ahead.
Actually, sir, mas daghan mga users sa TikTok
Ah,
na
really?
from the Philippines
Oh, okay.
compared sa Facebook. Kay ang Facebook, nisikat na siya diri sa Philippines way back 2008.
Mm.
Then it was created sometime 2002 or 2003 or 4 na adara na years. Then pandemic came, then nibuto ang TikTok. But actually, TikTok was created early 2010 or 2013 na adara sometime. But nibuto ra siya pag pandemic, diba? Kay daghan nagsayaw. Ang mga uban nagsayaw pag pandemic karon mga CEO na.
Oh, wow. CEO.
So you're saying mas daghan og Facebook TikTok users ang
Pilipinas.
ang Pilipinas?
Yeah.
And not in this recent survey nga medyo mas daghan gihapon ang Facebook compared to TikTok. But anyway, it's
Mas
still
daghan mga sir, daghan mga fake Facebook accounts siguro. Dili Facebook na tinuod.
really? Oh,
Mga
wow.
mga botted nga accounts.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can you can pay for services like buying likes and comments and reactions and anything ba.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Mhm.
Pero ang in a recent survey gani kaning JM mas daghan gyud kuno ang users sa Facebook remains the undisputed king of total user reach while TikTok dominates in terms of pure user engagement and time spent. So total user search kuno Facebook according to the data report portal Digital 2026 report. So Facebook users 95.8 million. This represents 81.9% of the total population and a massive 97.7% of all internet users in the country. TikTok users, they're close but not quite close. 62.3 million users. So mas daghan gyud kuno ang users
Facebook.
sa Facebook. So
Okay.
ang side by side total ad reach 95 million Facebook, TikTok 6.2. Internet penetration 94.9% Facebook, TikTok 82.2. Time spent mas daghan ang time spent per month sa TikTok. 40 hours kuno ang
TikTok.
TikTok, ang Facebook kay
So
26 hours.
mas daghan gyapon chismis sa TikTok.
Oh, time spent.
Dira di kayo mangitag chismis, ha?
So the reason man kuno it is the internet default of most Filipinos kuno used widely for social connection like I said earlier. So ngano mang tan-aw nimo nganong grabe man kaayo ta ka mogamit og social media ang Pilipinas ba? Number one gud ta sa tibuok kalibutan gud sa Facebook or sa TikTok or whatever platform. Ngano ka tan-aw nimo Jan Mark nga grabe man kay ang Pilipino mogamit og social media kumpara sa ubang nga nasod?
Mo answer na lang ko in a general answer, sir. Maybe
Ganong general mo? Pwede pag-specific.
basig mana pa na.
Maunsa man, maunsa.
Makasulti ta na, may shoot na.
Mas may nang may issue noon. Unsa. Anyway, go ahead, John Mark. Speak your mind.
For me, sir, for me lang, based on my opinion, nganong ganahan kayo mga Filipinos mo spend so much time sa sa social media. Kay amot bitaw. Wala bitaw kung magunaw ko, sir. Daghan man gud possible reasons for me ako gana tungod jud sa akong work nganong sige ko spend time sa social media. But for others like mga bata siguro kay bata pa lang ba ginapaduwa nag mga sa iPad, mga exposed na kayo sa sir ba cellphone pa lang, bata pa lang, then maybe pastime nila kay mag-cellphone na lang. Sa una, di ba, kung bata pa ta, tong pastime kay magduwa ramon sa gawas. Then karon na generation kay iPad na mga amot ang say tawag ganing generation nila.
Gen Alpha.
But still doesn't change the fact nga
na-influence siguro to, sir.
Kung papilion
sa social media.
Kung papilion sila og I think that's already given naman siguro John Mark nga ang mga henerasyon karon grabe na kayo magamit og social media, pero ang pangutana nato siguro is ngano man gyud nga kanay mang TikTok kanami yung Facebook, unsa man ang rason ka nganong na sila mura og ni lean in sila sa one particular type of social media kaning platform ba nganong dili man uban nga mga social media platform. Ang uban nga nasod gihisgutan namo ni Ralph kaganiha, lain-lain man ilang gigamit pod. Ang China bro napoy ilang kagalingon, ang Indonesia napoy ilang kagalingon, ang Japan napoy ilang kagalingon. Pero ang Pilipinas, Facebook yun or TikTok, nganong kaniman nga duha ka nga site. Na here's an interesting stat ang Pilipinas kuno use or heavily consume media from ang ilang content mga ginatanaw ba. Filipinos heavily consume media from the United States ang number 1, South Korea ang number 2, Japan number 3, and number 4 ang China. Ang ikalima raning kuan, kalima raning local or Filipino content. So interesting sa gayba nga ato ang manggipang view day kadaghana nato na ade sa gawas di ay.
Interesting ng stats na to dira, sir.
Yeah. Unya pag humandagan po gaytag mga social media influencers sa Pilipinas, di ba? In fact, we have the highest kaning per capita ratio compared to other nations. Ang ato ang number of influencers kuno is not number of influencers but the number of let me just get that stat. 44.9% of Filipino internet users actively follow influencers. So grabe kay ta mo follow mga influencers diri sa Pilipinas. So grabe kay ka-influential ang mga influencers diri sa Pilipinas. Ngano man na siya? John Mark, imong tan-aw John Mark. Nganong grabe man kay ka-influential ang influencers sa Pilipinas kumpara sa ubang lugar?
Basin tungod siguro kay mas mo look up sila mga local influencers kasi sa mga artista siguro. Wala. There could be a lot of reasons man good. Ngano mo follow ka ani na influencer kay for me, example, follow ka nila influencer kay mo 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 compliment siya sa akong mga likes sa life. May nga na ba? Kung hilig kong travel, mo follow kong travel influencer. Nga na.
So ikaw, John Mark, imong nabantayan ba? Imong personal experience, kaya I know you have a very massive experience when it comes to social media. Unsa man imong nabantayan? Unsa man gyud ang mga butang ang mga tao diri sa Pilipinas mo react? Kana bitang mo react dayon nga automatic man nga kung nakay post aning kuan na react dayon.
Ganahan ka ganaw, political.
Political.
Mm.
Ngano man na siya, John Mark? Nganong grabe man kaayo ang reaction sa mga Pilipino when it comes to a political post? Tanaw
I don't
nimo.
know because we have different political views and of course mga Filipinos are known for very sentimental and very emotional na people. So if dili sila mo like mo align sa tong belief or sa tong strong pagka sa term
Supporter sa usa ka particular nga
kana
kolor.
supporter sa particular na color, then it's either dili ka nila tagdon or ila kanilang ipa-explain or i-explain nila or ilang i-convince nga ano kanina color imong suportahan. And if you notice, dili lang man na sa political but in terms of how do you say emotional marketing, mas paspas mahook ang usa ka tawo if duwaan iyang emotions. Panangitan na if makita mo content na gi unsang iro sa video, di ba kanang like
Gipatiran,
abuse ang iro, di ba?
Oh.
Di ba manggigil man kadayon? Nga na ba?
Maglagot ka.
Ma-comment pa gani ka leche man. Sorry. Bawal day.
Kibaw jud ka mo gamit sa social media, maglitsi-litsi nam ka diya ba? Kanang pamalikas ba? Kanang pamalikas. Unsa may kaning reaction sa mga tawa na kay mura medyo commonplace naman na sa social media karon. In fact, ato mga politiko, di ba? Grabe na kay mamalikas, di ba? So unsa man imong comment anang pamalikas ba in terms of its use in social media and its power in social media?
Actually, there's nothing wrong na to express out your emotion. We have freedom of speech pero wala tay freedom from consequence. Kana na lang.
So, kung pananglitan ang social media, okay ra nga makasulti ka usa ka ngilad nga word in their mind ang ilahang mga balaod, okay ra kana kung iban ka kung pananglitan kato imong gisulti gina litse, di ba? Mamalikas man to, di ba? Kung iban ka na sa let's just say sa Facebook karon, iban ta ron, take down ta. Okay ra kana. Tan-aw nimo nga they're not intruding on your freedom of speech.
That's my consequence, diba? We have all the freedom of speech we have, but we don't have the freedom from consequence. Mo na ang consequence, kay wala kang follow sa rules.
So kinsa man ni mag-set sa rules dahil sa social media dahil?
Ang Facebook.
Ang tag-iya ang tag-iya sa platform.
Ang tag-iya sa platform.
So dili day ang naso di ay mo decide kung unsay ginadili or unsay allowed. So kung panalitan
ako, sir, diba?
Go ahead. Continue. Go ahead. Sorry.
For me, sir, kay since Facebook is from the Western, so US, sila ang mumake og balaod. But still, if mo gamit tag Facebook here in the Philippines, our politicians can craft laws, pero dili gyapon nila na ma-enforce kay tungod the platform does not belong to a Philippine institution or corporation.
So imo ang tan-aw ba kinsa may mura og kinsa nga nasod nga medyo ato ang sundon when it comes to social media legislation?
Singapore.
Anong Singapore man unsa may ilang mga rules sa Singapore de? Pananglitan. Give me an example.
Number one, kay if I know ang ChatGPT pa lang daan, ban ko na sa Singapore, di ba?
Really?
Yeah. pero
Yeah, it's
pero
banned in
pero
Singapore.
daghan man kay mga ban sa China po do. Di mo gamit og TikTok sa China gali. So so can you explain more about Singapore? Unsa may ilang mga laws diri today?
Hindi, because Singapore is known to be the very strong tech hub sa Southeast Asia.
Oh, so unsa may
If you
mga
follow
rules
their
dito?
stand,
Unsa may mga rules
I
dito?
don't know the specific rules, sir, but
Mm.
as you can see, as frequent traveler, mas makita man gud nimo na how they advance as a country that small ba.
Mm.
Kay tungod, number one, they have the discipline and they have the strong regard in their law.
Yeah, but sometimes mo dili na siya ma-reflect sa legislation sa mga balao, di ba? Kanang gihisgutan nga giban ang ChatGPT sa Singapore. Kung papabanay lang mas kuya yung China kadaghan kay gipang ban, daghan kay di magamit, di man kay magamit og Facebook sa China gali. I think they have their own internet also or something like that. So kada nasod kada nasod na siya kagalingon nga mga murag mga
I think WeChat man ata ng
daghan kay
China.
daghan sila mga restrictions, di ba? Pero ang disadvantage magud or the advantage of a democracy is kaning like you're a very free people, you can use whatever you want, but still in spite of how free a nation is, there has to be guardrails gyapon nagyapon yung mga balaod. Imong tan-aw ka, John Mark, unsa kay una nga ato ang buhaton ka kung ikay himuon ka na kog congressman overnight or senador kaning John Mark, unsa kay imong unang buhaton in terms of crafting a law about social media in the Philippines?
And mo craft ko grabe yan, senador naman dayon.
Congressman na sa,
Mo-craft
congressman na sa. Sige.
Mo file kog house bill na pertaining the use of social media
Okay.
na dapat with guidance of a family member kay bisag bata ba ya bisag unsa lang ilang makita dara sa social media and without proper guidance basig kung unsa ilang makita sa social media ilang buhaton sa
Enforceable na more lisod na i-enforce?
mo gani just craft alone mo craft ra man ka gloss dili man kay
Mo
then
implement.
mao na akong think is better kay ang mga bata magud karon what they saw mao sa nilang buhaton di ba mga bata kanang pa cool kids man kayo buhaton ako ni barain ko nakita na ko ni sa social media mao ning gibuhat na ko ni ingana sir ba. So with proper guidance from a family member or mas tiguwang niya on how we properly educate children in regards with using of social media, di ba?
So pila may edad day, sakto nga edad nga pwede na biyaan sa social media? Imuhang pananaw, imong best guess.
Best guess would be 16 and above.
Okay, na may ubang nasod nga you cannot use social media until you're a certain age, but in fact we were talking about this before nga kadaghanan sa mga European nations mo na sila murag Australia usahay murag kibaw na sila mga balaod ba mga groundbreaking laws ba and rules ba about social media ba. So 16 years old dili ka makagamit og social media pero again lisod kay siya i-implement sa kay pwede ra manggod nga sa ba nga mangilad ka di ba pwede manggali mangilad ka kanang pananglitan kanang atong una katong dili ka kasudog bar di ba kung dili ka legal age di ba magpahimo well, fake ID di ba so lisod kayo implement kay mga ina ng mga butanga ba kay mao naka love will find a way magyo di ba
yawa
mangita gyud paagi nga makagamit og social media.
Well, if we enforce stricter laws para dili jud sila makagamit, let's say mag-craft tag law na 16 years and below dili makagamit og social media, i-complement pa nato dapat ang pag-register sa social media in regards with your national ID and your birth certificate. Pero di man nato na mabuhat since Facebook is not owned by Philippines, TikTok is not owned by Philippines, so wala gyapon sir. That's what I tell you, di ba, na if ang social media is coming from the Philippines, pwede pa siguro ito ma-enforce na. Pero dili man.
You know, the original intent of Facebook
is to connect.
As an online directory that connects people through social media networks at colleges. So there really is about connection ba? the social connection of colleges mo man yung original intention ni Mark Zuckerberg, di ba? In the movie
Oh,
katong The Social, di ba? Pero karon
the
ba,
social,
this
yeah.
has become like uh, 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 a a tool, an instrument for certain forces to divide the Filipino. Murag tanaw nimo ba tungod sa ato ang grabe kay ta mo follow og mga influencers, 44.9%. 9 out of 10 Filipinos use social media and primarily Facebook or TikTok, nangingon ka. So, do you think nga kaning social media ba is good for the Filipinos generally speaking?
For me, sir,
Mm.
there could be pros and cons sa ano sa social media. It depends on how you leverage the use of social media.
Correct, yeah.
But mao na akong gihisgot ganina, without proper guidance, you have the freedom of speech and all the freedom you can do in social media, but you are not kanang tawag na, you are not wala kay freedom from the consequence on what you do with
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah. So wala may consequences. Wala may consequences. In fact, i-reward pag gali hinuon sa social media, labi na sa Facebook, kung pananglitan na kay usa ka bakak nga i-post or na kay fake news nga i-post, kundi mamalikas ka, tagaan hinung ka kwarta sa Facebook hinuon, unsa imbis i-punish ka, imbis tagaan na consequences kung naa kay fake news nga i-post, rewardan hinung ka. And you know what I mean? So sometimes tanaw na ko murag
Then swerte ra na, sir.
ang incentive
Inga na.
ang incentive
Oh.
structure ba sayop siguro sa murag tan-aw nimo dili kinahanglan og adjustment ang incentive structure sa social media,
Well, actually,
ang monetization.
ako na kay social media site, ang ako raman is akong ang nasa akong utok na is how I profit from it. So
Correct, yeah.
if I profit from people's misery, then why not, di ba?
What? If you let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. Did you say nga if you profit from people's miseries, why not? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Do you think there are more people like you in Cebu, in the Philippines ba nga whatever it takes to profit, you will do you think there are more people like that in the Philippines?
Ano ako, sir,
Oh.
if nag-iyar ako usa ka social media na platform.
Not necessarily you.
Pero,
Not necessarily you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kay
So,
thinking as a businessman, sir, ba?
yeah.
'Di ba? Profit man yun ang muna sa to.
Correct, yeah. So, ang Facebook has become like this huge business. Imong daghan mo kog mga kaila sa, pero I'm sure mas daghan pa jud kag kaila. Give us kuno the extent kuno, John Ralph Peñalosa, sir. Unsa ka daghana o unsa ka datua or unsa na kaning mga ilang mga earnings sa just by Facebook alone. Give me an idea kuno. Dili lang mga taga Cebu, taga Visayas lang, John Mark. Unsa imong nadunggan nga pinakadako nga influencer diri sa Visayas, sa Cebu, unya pila man ilahang mga earnings tan-aw nimo?
Ako, sir, kay di lang ako mo islutin sa sir, but
yeah.
From what I know, sir, na gamay naman gud mo hatag lately after pandemic, gamay naman gud mo hatag o kita si Facebook, TikTok, or any platform pa man dara. So they partner with brands to leverage their influencer status. Mo partner sila og brands, then dito sila mamawi og gasto o income ba.
So explain to layman unsay pasabot anang mo collaborate with brands. What do you mean, like magpa-sponsor? Pananglitan?
No,
pananglitan
for
si
example,
go ahead, continue.
Ako, 'di ba, ako influencer ko. Pananglitan na, wala ko
influencer makagod ay binuwang di Arjan Rock. Mo bitong ikaw akong gi-invite bitaw. Sige, ikaw pananglitan, influencer ka.
Pananglitan influencer ko, then $90 ako na brand. Let's say brand na sapatos on cloud on Indool. Say nami agreement na, let's say mo start mig X deal. Tagaan ko ng sapatos every month or tagaan ko ng cash incentive every month, then buhatan na ako sila pila ka content sa usa ka bulan ingana sir
So
ba.
mo na ang murag business model karong mga panahon na, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what we
So
call brands.
so
Partnering with brands.
this is already the post-pandemic incentive scheme.
Even dili pa post-pandemic ingana naman jud ang ano
Pero
sir.
nag-ingon man ka kaganihan gud. Maybe you can expound on it a little bit also. Kanang mga social media platforms nang ingon ka mas generous sila katong post-pandemic. Is that what you're saying? Karon
Pre-pandemic.
pre-pandemic mas generous sila sa
Yeah,
pre-pandemic
mas ano sila, mas kusog sila maghatag og
incentives, monetization. Give me kuno a sense, John Rolf. What do you mean when you
Jan
say
Mark. General pa tapad di mo si Raul.
si John Mark?
Naglibog.
give me a sense kuno John Mark kung unsa ka generous ang mga incentive scheme sa Facebook pre-pandemic.
Maybe if ikaw pa ang one of the few na influencers na ni leverage sa use of social media sa una, a month siguro nimo mga di ka mo naog o 1,500 to 2,000 US dollars na.
Mo na siyang
Dako na, di ba?
Dako na siya,
Peso.
mahog na siya og almost 75,000 pesos, di ba?
Mm.
So mo na siya ang average nga nadunggan nimo, or mo na imong personal, or unsa man kanang nadunggan nimo, mo na siyang average, right? Pero na ba tayo mga sa Cebu or sa Visayas mga social media millionaires ba tanaw nimo nga monetization alone?
I think so, na siguro.
Ang imuhang nabantayan, John Ruff, kinsa may without mentioning how much ilang kita, kinsa may pinakasikat diri nga mga social media influencers
For example,
sa Cebu, sa
local sa Cebu, si Ungart.
Ungart.
Joseph Sabelio.
Oh yeah,
diba?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Taas man siya reach, na.
Kana mo man na siyang murag katong magpatik-patik sa iyahang konsa, iyahang kaning unsa tawag ana, iyahang lawas
si boy, tawag Rich Isog. Rich Isog sa patudagan kay siya persona.
Aligri kay nas tanan,
no? Man siya samot pag pandemic.
Yeah.
And karon na pud siya clothing line, di ba? So the use of mo lagi ng it's how you use your social media influence to grow your community. So nakagrow siya community niya.
So dili necessarily nga nagsalig sila sa monetization. Ang ilang
because anytime, what if maban ka sa Facebook, di ba?
So grabe de kay naka-precarious ang imuhang position kung influencer ka. Is that what you're saying? Kung grabe ka na kay naka-grow na kasi imuhang community, sa imong following by the millions, pero dili na siya garantisado nga forever nang inana?
Okay, dili man nimo ang Facebook or ganing social media app. Diba?
Which brings me to what we talked about earlier with Ralph. Ralph, kaning nganong dili man sila maghimo og kaugalingon nila nga website. Kung pananglitan mahadlok sila nga iban sila maski grabe na kay sila ka-influential, grabe na kay kadaghan ilang mga followers, pero pag human iban na sila kalit or maybe usbon ang algorithm. Nganong dili man sila maghimog website nang ilang hinuon nga para dili sila bound by the rules of the platform?
Because making your own website, it's either you host your own IP address, you host your own website, or mo palit ra kag
domain,
third party website to make your own portfolio or make your own bio man siguro ang term ana. Nga na.
So nganong why aren't they doing it? Kung mahadlok
maybe
man,
dili mo align sa ilahang type of content or unsa sila klase na influencer. Di mo complement kung mag-make sila website ba.
So kaning
I don't know,
daghang reasons, diba? Kaning social media, diba? Grabe man jud kaini siya ka-influential. In fact, an argument can be made kaning social media especially Facebook and TikTok, mo ni priority sa mga negosyante o sa mga politiko sa, di ba?
Mm.
To send their message and to advance their agenda, di ba? Sakto ba ko, Raf? Kaning Jan Mark?
Oh,
Ha? So
tinood na, sir.
is that a good thing? Is that good for the Philippines? Nga kaning Facebook mo ni ang ato ang main source of information, a main source of disagreement, main source of kaning political parties to have their discussions and arguments and so on and so forth. Is that good for society ba? John Mark, tanaw ni mo mas maayo ba nga ang ato ang gisaligan when it comes to sending a message on social media on the political front is through the use of Facebook, or are there better ways of doing this? Tanaw ni mo.
There are a lot of better ways of doing it, but since democratic country man ta, so we have all the freedom we have, di ba? So doesn't matter man gyapon if mo use tag social media or dili. But since like you said ganiya, dire man nagtapok ta ng tao, we just use the leverage of social media to spread our
Our agenda.
propaganda.
Atong agenda, di ba? Unya,
Oh.
in a platform